Hello, welcome to this new episode of Along avec Anna podcast. My name is Anna, I'm the creator behind Along avec Anna. I can't tell you which number of episode it is because I can't remember, because the last time was I think in November, so that was ages ago. So as I said, I'm the creator of Along avec Anna, which was originally a brand of knitting patterns only, and we launched our very own cruelty-free yarn in November. So now it's a company of a bit of everything. You can find our own cruelty-free yarn, knitting patterns that are all size inclusive, and then custom accessories as well as books. So yeah, I hope you're well. You can find, it's been so long I can't even remember what to say in the introduction. You can find me on social media with the name Along avec Anna. You can find our product on our website alongavecana.com. We're on Ravelry as well for the pattern Along avec Anna. And then if you're in the EU, you can buy the yarn and the accessories and the books through our Etsy shop only. Because of Brexit. So yeah, so it's been a while since I recorded. To be honest, I struggle to find time. I always kind of struggle to find time because of juggling between the business and childcare. But now that we've released the yarn, I've got even more work to do. So yeah, it's a bit difficult. The only time I really have to record podcasts are after lunch during my little one's nap, because she's only at nursery in the morning. And usually, you know how it is, after lunch you're quite tired and it's the time where I'm a bit like down and I don't really have the energy to record for an hour, especially because I chat so much and so quickly. So it's usually the time I sit down and knit on some samples, and because I've got a Patreon page as well in French, so if you understand French, you can follow me and support me there, where I record quite a lot of videos, stories. Obviously I share quite a lot of the behind the scenes on Patreon. That took a lot of YouTube, sadly, because my days are still the same. But yeah, my little one turned 2 at the end of last month. So we've gained one morning of nursery, which means one morning more of work, which is good. I'm recording right now in my shop because Along avec Anna has a shop now, a brick and mortar shop in Exeter. It's at the bottom of 4 Street in Exeter. It's called Newbridge Street, and yeah, we've opened the shop in January, and it's been great. I'm recording earlier in the morning than usual, before the clients arrive. And I thought it would be nice to kind of show you this new setup where I work every day now. So it's like a shop/studio kind of boutique, because I've got my desk at the back, so that's where I do most of my work now. And then the front of the shop is obviously like a physical shop for people to come. So we've had quite a lot of people from Exeter, we've had a lot of people coming in Devon for holidays or weekends or things like that, and stopping by to check out the shop. Either they knew us or they didn't, found us on Google Maps or heard about us, with people in Exeter. So it's been really good. I worked from home since I started business in 2017, and I loved it. But I was missing this everyday contact with people, because obviously you have it online, but it's never the same as physically. So that's really nice, and it's nice to have like a dedicated place to work as well. So then work is not fully mixed with family life. So obviously I still work every afternoon at home while my little one is napping. But at least like packing orders, things like that, it's more like in the shop, which is nice. So you've got all the yarn behind. We've got some samples I'm going to show you. I'm going to try and think what I've shown you last time, so what I don't need to show you now. I've released a couple of patterns since November. What did I do? I've knit quite a lot of samples because obviously now I'm trying to showcase all the patterns in our own yarn. The big news is that we'll be a vendor at Unravel in September, so we're really excited. It's the first time I'm doing a show as a vendor. I've been to shows in the past either as visitors or, you know, as a book author with my publisher in France. So it's really nice to be able to be like a proper vendor now and bring all the yarn to Unravel. So that will be in September. So obviously I'm trying to showcase most of the pattern I've released in the last 5 years in our yarn. So I'm remaking a lot of the samples for that. So yeah, on top of releasing a couple of patterns, I just thought I forgot one of the patterns. No, the Drop Cardigan. It stayed at home because obviously I'm wearing the samples every day and it stayed at home. So I'll show you a picture while I record. I'll show you the yarn, I'll show you the swatches because they're just in front of me. And then I will add a picture if you haven't seen the patterns already. So yeah, let's start. So I'm wearing the Silverleaf Cardigan that I've knit a while ago. So this wasn't in our yarn, this was the original sample. I need to remake a new version, but I'm not sure about the color yet. It's the hardest, like, choose the colors, so then they all different. Yeah, that was released like October, can't remember now. No, December 2020, maybe, something like that. Yeah, over a year and a half ago, but I still wear it a lot, which is nice. So that's what I'm wearing, and I've got currently on my needles a new version of the Rosa Cardigan, which is a pattern that was released early 2019, like spring 2019. It's a very nice cardigan with a V-neck. Here we are. So you've got to have a button bun at the end, and this beautiful raglan that I've got on all the Rosa series. So I've used this raglan a lot since the original pattern I use it for, Margot, I'll show you. And then I used it for this one, then I've made the Rosa Jumper, then I've made the Rosa Tee for lady and for kids. Is there another one? There's this one in as a child version with a round neck. It's called Rosa Little. And then I've done a Rosa Bridal that I'll show you soon for my wedding in April. Oh yeah, because there was that as well. We got married in April after almost 2 years of like pushing it with COVID, and it finally happened. So that took me a lot of time in the last few months to organize, even though it was a way smaller wedding than originally planned. It wasn't in France, it was in England in the end, near the Cotswolds. Instead of being 130, we were 40, but it was just perfect, magical, and when people say it's the best day of your life, that's close to that. Obviously we had the birth of our children too, but yeah, it was literally, yeah, I do get what people say about, you know, the joy of their wedding now, because yeah, it was amazing. So I've knit a cardigan for the wedding that I've barely worn because it was too hot at Easter in England. Yes, it was. Yeah, I'll show it to you in a minute. So this I've cast on about 3 days ago. So I've really tried to knit a lot on it. Because I've got, yeah, so many things to knit, and I'm planning to make a new tank top for the summer. And my tech editor is currently working on the sample to like kind of calculate the sample. So while she's doing that, before she sends it to me, I cast on this Rosa. So I'm using the Louve colorway, so I'm using our own merino yarn. So I'll show it to you in the ball. Here we are. So I'm using both the merino So the Merinos, it's just a 4-ply merino. All the yarn is natural. It's 4-ply merino, so 200 meters for 50 grams, sorry. It's traceable to the farm, it's REACH standard, so there's no harmful chemicals, and it's most of it, it's mulesing free, so cruelty free. And this is the colorway, sorry, Louve. Here we are, Louve. So it's a very nice pearl grey, and this is the silk mohair. So the silk mohair is the same, it's all cruelty free, it's all REACH standard, so no harmful chemicals, and even the silk is cruelty free, which is still a really rare certification. Since the last podcast in November, obviously that was over 6 months ago, we've had a lot of very good feedback on the mohair, saying it was one of the softest people had felt, which is really, really nice. So yeah, so I pair them together and I knit them like this, holding the two threads together like I often do, because I like to knit a DK weight, but then I like the fluffiness of mohair, so I really like to mix them. Sorry, I'm gonna have to play some time with the colors. The light is changing a lot, a bit less than in my home, but it's still changing a lot. So here we are. So I've split the sleeves and the body yesterday night, and here we are. So now it's going to be straight body, and it's going to be crop length, and then long sleeve. So that's what is on my needles at the moment. And I'm almost at the end of the first balls, and I'm planning to use, normally it's a size 85 centimeters bust, which is about 32 inches, I think. And I usually use about 4 balls for a crop version, so 4 balls of merino and 4 balls of mohair. So yeah, so that's what is on my needles right now. What I finished last week, because I can tell you it was knitting. Last week was half term. We were in the Lake District at my in-laws, and usually when we're there, the girls just want to play with the grandparents all the time, so I've got time to knit. And it's a bit harder to do any other type of work, you know, like laptop work, or because you are with people, so you don't want to be not sociable. So that's usually, like those weeks I usually knit a lot. So I finished this little jumper. So if you follow me already, or if you've been following me for a couple of years, you know that this one is one of the bestseller patterns. It was my second actually colorwork jumper that I've designed. It's called Marieke Little, because we've got the adult version. I've sent the yarn to one of a knitter I know in France, and she's currently knitting a sample of Marieke Lady, so the lady version in our yarn, and she's doing it in Colombe, which is the kind of off-white colorway, and she does it with Trésor, which is this one, and Celadon, this one, in merino, and it looks really, really nice, so I can't wait to receive it and then show it to you in the next episode. So this is Marieke Little. So why did I want to do it again? Because I originally designed it in Drops Nord, which is a sport weight, but in Europe it's quite hard to find a sport weight yarn. So obviously, hi, neighbor. Obviously the Drops is available everywhere, but it doesn't really have the ethics that we want to show in a way. You know, you don't really know. It's like really good quality yarn for the price, but you don't really know what's the ethos behind it and how it's been made and things like that. So we don't want to share that type of yarn anymore, and obviously we want to showcase in our own yarn, and we don't have a sport weight because for me it's just Maybe we'll have a sport weight later, but for the moment I wanted to have a DK weight, a lace and a 4-ply to start with. So I've remade the Marieke Little in a DK weight. So instead of being 24 stitches for 4 inches, 10 centimeters, it's now 22 to really fit a DK weight, which is what we have in most of our children patterns. So the Dandelion Cardigan is in 22 stitches, Rosa Little as well, the Posie Jumper, I look at the patterns that are as a sample in the shop, is in 22 stitches. So it's kind of like an easier gauge really for children. So this time I've knit. Oh, another thing that changes, sorry, is that obviously we're changing the gauge, but we're changing the construction as well. So this pattern used to be bottom up, and it is now top down. So yeah, it's easier for people to knit, I think, and it's nicer. So yeah, I love bottom up as well, but yeah, it's still easier for kids, like to know how much you need to knit in the body and the sleeves. So you start at the top, and then you've got increases in the yoke, obviously, and then you do the color work, and then split, and then down, and then again a bit of color work again here. So I've used the Colombe in DK weight. So again, I'll show you the yarn. Up. Here we are. So this time I use the double merino. So it's the same as the 4-ply, traceable to the farm, mulesing free, reach standards, and then it's 108 meters for 50 grams. And this is the Colombe colorway. So the kind of like off-white cream. And then I paired it with the Royal colorway. Doesn't want to do the focus. Here we are. I've paired it with our double merino royal, which is obviously the same base, so same yardage. Whoop. Yeah, here it is. So this is blocked, obviously, so it's really nice. Once it's been blocked, it's very smooth, it's very neat. It's got quite a nice drape, and this is my inside, because I just love the inside of colorwork. I find it really nice to look at, and yeah, all neat and nice. So I've knit the size 2 years old. It's still a bit big for my little one because she's wearing more 18-month-old at the moment for knits. So she hasn't been wearing it at all yet, so I'm keeping it in the shop like this, and then when she's capable of wearing it, I'll put it on her several times and snap a couple of pictures like I used to do with Alice at the time, and oops, and yeah, but I won't put it to nursery because I used to do that for Alice, and one time her Dandelion cardigan, which was off-white, came back full of red paints, so I had to re-dye it with just like a normal, can't remember what I bought actually, woolly dye, and then it was like a dark colour, which was fine, but yeah, it's a shame. So I keep it this way for now, and I'll snap a few pictures probably in the autumn when she can wear it, and in the meantime I'll bring it to unravel. So yeah, so I finished that. Right before I'm going like back to what I've knit, I'm gonna pick up the mannequin to show what I've knit there. As I say, I've knit a lot recently. So I've finished the same week. So that week I had started this little tank top that I've knit quite quickly, and then I've done this one that I've knit quite quickly, and then I started the Rosa. So yeah, there's phases where I barely knit or really not much, especially the few weeks going to the wedding, and right after I was in bed like at 9:30. I was so exhausted. I had barely done any knitting in the day. So yeah, it took quite a lot of time for my sample to be fully knitted, and now it's like I'm full on knitting phase again. So I finished this. This is the Posy tank top. It's a pattern I've released last year. On the original version I cord straps. That is still a possibility in the pattern, but this time I did thicker straps. That is as well a variation in the pattern. And it's a very nice tank top with a lace at the bottom. So here's the lace. Quite easy to do, to be honest. It's only like yarn over, knitted together, SSK. I think that's it. And it gives you this very nice, I can't remember how you call it, this edge. I want to say curly edge, but obviously it's not that. Oh, I can't remember how you say this round edge that I really like on knitted tank top. So yeah, and then quite straightforward up to the body, and then you do the triangles, and then you do the straps, and that's the back. So the back is a V as well as the front. I think I've done my strap a bit long this time compared to what I like to wear, so I need to make it a tiny bit shorter. But it's easy. I just need to remove the grafting and yeah, make it a tiny bit shorter and regraft again at the back, which will be fine. So again, this has been blocked. That's why it's so nice and neat with a nice drape. I've knit that in 3.5 millimeter needles, so it's not too thick. And I've knitted in Merino Trésor, so it's here, so it's a very nice kind of yellow gold honey colorway, and yeah, and I've only used, so this is a size 90 centimeter bust, which maybe is a 44 inches, and I've used less than 3 balls, so that's what I like as well about tank top in the summer, or even just t-shirt, is that it's really good on the yarn. You don't need a lot of yarn, especially when it's fingering weight. With 3 balls you've got enough to do quite a lot. 3, and in larger size maybe you go up to 4. I don't even think you need to go up to 5 balls, so it's really good on savings as well. So yeah, so I finished that. So that was just before. What else? I tell you, I've knitted a lot. This one, I love it. This one is a new tank top that is currently being tested and will be released mid-June. So normally, what day are we? We are Thursday, and it will be released Friday next week. It's called the Iris tank top, and it's a similar shape of the Posy, but it's all with the lace all over the body and the triangles. So again, this was knit in the merino of our own brand, Louve avec Anna, and it's the colorway, I just want to say in French every time, the colorway is Celadon. I just love this colorway. In French, we kind of call it vert de gris. It's like green of grey, but I don't think there's an equivalent in English. Celadon can be a lot of different colors. It can be like a bit more blue turquoise. It can be a bit more grey. If you type Celadon online, you can find quite a lot. Can be a bit more pastel or a bit darker. It's really hard to say. So I like the fact that this name didn't have a particular color associated to it. That's why I chose it, and it was a bit nicer than vert de gris, which is not like a very sexy name in my opinion. So I'm using it, and I really love this colorway. It's probably one of my favorites, and one of my sample knitter is knitting at the moment the Snow Drop cardigan, which, so I'll show you as a picture soon. and she's doing a second version in the mohair, and it seems beautiful. She's probably going to send it to me next week, so I'll show it to you in the next video, and it's very nice. This one is just in the merino, again 3.5 millimeter needles for a very nice drape, 90 centimeter bust again, so I've got about 4 inches of ease because I'm the one modeling them, so that's why they're always kind of for my size. And yeah, it's quite straightforward. You've got a tiny bit of a hem like this as well, edge more than hem actually, not as much as the other one, but it's not the straight either, which is nice. And on this version I've decided to do one strap that you will tie, so you basically just knit longer. It's in double knitting for the straps, and then one normal, which is nice, and it covers my bra straps, which is quite important too. So Irish tank top, I wouldn't say it's beginner friendly because obviously it's just lace repeats. So even if the lace is not very hard either, again it's always the same really. It's like yarn over knit together SSK, I think, and knit free together, so it's not very difficult in terms of technique, but like to be able to follow the chart, follow the pattern. I wouldn't say proper beginner, I would say advanced beginner and intermediate for the level. So yeah, this one will be released, when did I say? Next Friday. Here we are. What else did I knit? I've knit this winter. It's been so long I can't even remember. I've knit this winter. So I've knit the Dandelion Hat, again, which was a pattern that I released quite a while ago, maybe 2018 or something, and I've knit it in 4-ply merino and Silk Mohair Tomette. So this is the colorway. So I forgot to tell you, so compared to last video where we had 2 bases and 6 colors to start with, we've now got 3 bases and 9 colors. So we've got now the 4-ply merino, Silk Mohair and double merino, which we didn't have in November. And then we had 3 new colors recently, which is the Celadon I've shown you, Trésor I've shown you, and Dune, which is kind of a latte sandy color that I really like. Very nice, neutral, different from the pink Tourmaline, different from the grey Louve, and then different obviously from the Colombe, which is the off-white. So the new tank top I'm doing will be in the merino of this colorway, Dune. Forgot about that. And we will be having more colors coming. So in September we'll have 3 new colors, and then hopefully, every time a bus is coming, you can't see me anymore. And hopefully, we'll be able to continue like gradually having more colors. But yeah, so we'll have 3 more in September that I'm really excited about because I love them. And that will take us to 12 colors. So yeah, it's gonna be a good mix to do like stripes, color work. Yeah, I've got loads of ideas. It's gonna be nice. So this is, as I said, the Dandelion Tomette colorway. So it's just, I think it's a bit small for me because I've got a big hair clip at the back. But yeah, no, very nice. I like this little hat. It's probably my 3rd version because I've knitted it several times already. And I'm using the Toft alpaca pom-pom. So I sell them on the website and in the physical shop. They are so soft. They are cruelty-free alpaca pom-pom. And yeah, they're quite nice, really. It gives you like a nice little, I don't know, thing on the hat. I just love it. So I've knit that. I'm going around the shop to see what I've knit as well. Ooh, this winter I've knit this too. So this is the Sterenn Beret. Again, I can't really showcase it that much because of my hair clip, but it's a very nice beret that I've knit in Tourmaline, so this colorway, the pink one, in one strand of silk mohair, one strand of merino. So obviously, because we've only released the double merino in March, all the patterns I've knit between November and March were a mix of both. So yeah, so what I like about this beret is people looking at me in the window, it's weird. Shops are not open, guys. It's this very nice star. That is quite easy to make. You just follow either the chart or you follow the written instructions. Yeah, I wouldn't say again it's like proper beginner friendly. I would go with like maybe a plain beret, but just like, yeah, once you've a bit used to it, then it's very easy and straightforward to knit. And I wanted to do a beret for so long, so I'm glad we did. And then following that, let's start at the start. At Christmas, I released a free pattern, a free headband that you can find on the website on Ravelry, and it's the Snow Drop headband. So it's a very nice headband with a motif of double stitch. So again, either you follow the chart or you follow the written instruction. So following the headband that is available for free on the website, I wanted to reuse that motif. So I created the Snowdrop hat, which is here. So you start with just ribbing and then you do that beautiful motif. And I've knit that in Châtaigne, so our brown, again in 4-ply merino and lace mohair together. I can't remember the size. I think I've done in 4mm needles, but I would need to check because I'm not entirely sure because it's been quite a while. But yeah, I love this hat. I just love this hat. Obviously it's weird because we're in June, so it's weird to wear her hat, but yeah, I just love this hat so much. And I've put the pom-pom as well. So yeah, Snowdrop. And then, as I said, following the headband, following the hat, I wanted to make a cardigan. So let me just put that back in the shop. I need to learn to make more podcasts, honestly, because then it's like one every 8 months and I've got loads of knits to show you. So that's the samples, so the swatches, sorry. So I've knit this cardigan. It took us quite a while to make because it's not a very simple cardigan. It's not that hard, but it wasn't very easy to write because there's quite a lot of information. So you want to be able to be quite straightforward, but then in the same time there's a lot of info to say. So it's like the balance between saying too much and being confusing and not saying enough and people not being able to understand. So yeah, so I hope we found that balance. We had good feedback about it, so which is nice. And then there's a couple of things we're gonna improve in the patterns, but otherwise it's we've had really good feedback on the patterns, and I think you really like the style, which is nice. As I said, I don't have the sample because I've worn it during the holidays, and I'm waiting for the green sample, the Celadon sample. But I'll show you next time. So the body, well, I'll show you a picture now, so then you can see. So the body is made with the double stitch, and then it's the sleeve that got the beautiful double stitch motif. Again, it's the construction, it's top down. You start with the neckband and then you come and you pick up the stitches along the neckband to to start the raglan, and then you increase, and then the neckband is then knit in the same time as your body, which is really nice. So you knit all the body, all the button bands, and then if you want, you come and you create buttonholes at the end. Some of our testers done it, some of the people who've knit the pattern since have done it. I personally didn't want buttonholes on this one, so when I close it, I just close it with a pin or something like that. Otherwise I just leave it open, which is very nice too. So yeah, and then on the sleeve you've got this beautiful motif that is knit with the same size needles as the rest of the cardigan. For this pattern I use 2 strands of our silk mohair. It's so nice because it's really soft. It gives you like a very nice drape, but it still holds together. And I've used for the sample the colorway Tomette, which is a bit here we are, it's a bit lighter here, but yeah, I think it is a tiny bit better. It's always hard to get like the right colors, but it's this very nice Tomette colorway, really. And it's funny because when I've shown the yarn to the French knitters during the fair in November and March, all of them said that the silk mohair had a little pink kind of variation inside that you couldn't really catch on the pictures, and I do agree. Yeah, it's quite nice, really nice colour. So yeah, so I've knit that, which, as I said, took quite a lot of time, really, a lot of time to write, a lot of time for the test, a lot of time to knit, but yeah, but I'm really happy with the result of this pattern. And then speaking about silk mohair, the second pattern that I did in double silk mohair is my bridal cardigan. So here it is. So it's the Rosa cardigan, but with a V-neck, with a round neck, not a V-neck, in double 2 strands of silk mohair and slight balloon sleeves. So yeah, so I've worn that for my wedding. As I said, it was actually so warm. It was 21 degrees, so we were really lucky. I think it was the only really nice weekend in April. All the weekend was beautiful. We've been able to meet the day before at the venue. It's like kind of a National Trust pub where we got married. So we've been able to meet at the beer garden the day before, have drinks with the family and the close friends. Then Saturday was obviously the wedding day, and then Sunday a lot of the people who came and stayed for the weekend came back to the beer garden, and we had you know, a meal together and drinks and stuff, and it was just such a nice weather, like 21 degrees, just pure sunshine. Yeah, really lucky. So yeah, so I've only worn it in the evening, around 7 p.m. I think, and I think it's because my bridesmaid who had one, so my bridesmaid had one, my mum had one, and one of my close friends from France had one too. They all had the normal Rosa, so with the V-neck. One had it in DK and the 2 others had it in the first version, which is 1 strand of mohair, 1 strand of merino. And they were all like, Anna, we need to do a picture all together, we need to do a picture. Oh yeah, we do. So we asked the photographer to take a picture of us all. So that's where I had to put it on, otherwise with, you know, the fun and stuff, I don't even know if I would have put it on. And then I kept it because it got a bit chilly, obviously, around 7 to 8 p.m. We started before we started dancing. So yeah, so I love it. I found the buttons. From a shop in Belgium, but during the fair in France in March, and they're really cheap actually, but they're quite nice. And again, it's a fake buttonhole, like fake button band. No, it's a real button band, but there's no buttonholes. Here we are. I didn't want to close it, I wanted to keep it open. So I didn't make the holes on the other side, but I've still put buttons there, and I've just worn it like this. I'll put you a couple of pictures to show you what it looked like, and I've put a few more pictures on Instagram as well. So yeah, so because I wasn't planning on releasing a pattern at all originally, because sorry, I struggle to speak sometimes. I did make quite a lot of changes in this pattern compared to the original one, which is like new gauge, new round neck instead of V-neck, and then different sleeves. But I didn't know if people would be interested or anything, and then I've shown it on my Patreon page where I was knitting it and speaking about the wedding, and everyone was like, oh, you need to release a pattern, it's so nice. And then I put a couple of pictures on Instagram and people were saying the same. So we decided to work on patterns, so we've done the pattern. The original Rosa was up to 130 centimeters of burst. We're changing the pattern at the moment, that's why I'm redoing the samples as well. We've modified a tiny bit the pattern, not much, but just make a few better changes, and then we added more sizes. So that was at the it was released at the start of my knitting designer journey, and that's really something I wanted to change. So all the patterns that have been released in the last 2 years are all size inclusive, and the idea was to like rework some of the old patterns and add more sizes. So we've done that with Rosa, which now goes up to 160 or 165. I need to double check. So I need to update it in the next couple of days, and for the people who bought it, you'll just have the update automatically on Ravelry or the website. And then this one, from the start, we've graded it in like size inclusive panel, so again up to 160 or 165 centimeter bust. I can't exactly remember. So yeah, and this one is planned to be released by the end of June. So I think we'll have probably 2 pattern release 1 week after the other, because I always release them on Fridays. So the tank top will be on Friday next week, and then this one will probably be the week after. So yeah, here we are. And so obviously I've called it Bridal Rosa, even though because I've worn it for my wedding, so I found it nice, but you don't have to wear it for your wedding, because oops, I wear it now with the tank top under, and it's just really nice. Here we are. It's just really nice to wear it this way, so either you put up the straps a bit visible, or you can just put it a bit closer. Obviously it's a mannequin, so and yeah, and you can make it crop this way, or you can lengthen it if you want. It's very nice and drapey. Yeah, I really like this new version. So yeah, available soon. What else? Oh yeah, and then I think I've got a last one. So the last one, oh no, I've got another one here. Oh my god. This one wasn't knit by me. I want to be straightforward. It's a sample that was knit by Maud, one of my Patreon supporters for years, and she's been doing quite a lot of our samples. So I asked her if she could do this one. This one is the Margot cardigan. It was released in July 2018 originally. I had made it in Julia Slin yarn originally on the picture of the patterns, but I wanted to make a version as well in our yarn. So she knit in our Tourmaline. Where is it? Ah, it's there again. I should be more in the middle of the yarn. So it's the Merino colorway, the Merino in the pink colorway. Tourmaline, here we are. Up. It's a very nice light pink. I'm knitting as well at the moment Erell Jumper, so our free pattern, free jumper pattern. but I can't show it to you because I've been to France at the end of April to record a video class with a company called Artisan. So it's like a similar company to Domestika, but Domestika is more like worldwide. Artisan is more France-based, or like French-speaking based, because obviously you've got France, you've got Belgium, you've got Switzerland, you've got Quebec, you've got the French islands who speak French, and even more. But it's like French-speaking based. There's no translation, there's no subtitles. But it's a really good company. I've known the lady who's the founder for years because we had our sewing blog together at the time, and she wanted to record a class with me for a long time, but because they're based in Paris and I'm in England, it was COVID, it was just impossible, so we finally done it, which was really nice. So I'm not sure when the class will be released, if it will be in September or in the coming weeks. But yeah, so I had to knit quite a lot of samples for the class. So that's why I've got loads of samples unfinished in the shop, and then I brought them with me to Paris for the class, and I left them some there because they wanted to take pictures. So I've left 2 children cardigan, and then I left a couple of adult one that includes my Erell jumper. So when they send it back to me, I've got 1 sleeve left to do. I'll finish that, and I'll have at the end I'll have loads of made samples. But yeah, so this one was the Margot that I really liked. So it was the first time I used this raglan, and then I did this lace as well on the body. So it's like a top down cardigan with a night cord around the neckline that you do at the end. And yeah, it's quite an easy pattern as well. I would say beginner advanced, but a lot of beginners started with it and managed to do well, so that's great. So yeah, I love this cardigan. To be fair, I don't wear those samples just because I would need 2 samples for each pattern. So I would need 1 for the shop that is nice and stay nice, and I would need 1 for me that I can wear every day. But you know how it is, like you can see when you've worn it, even though the yarn stays nice, you can still see that you've worn it a lot. So I'm trying not to wear too many of the samples, so then in the shop I can show like nice pretty samples as well. Yeah, and the one I was going to show you is this one. This is again the new version of the Marieke. I started with this one and I've only got the sleeve left. So I did the yoke for the class of my video course, and then I wanted to show them how to put sleeves on hold on a top-down cardigan, top-down jumper. So after that I finished the body, and now I just have to finish the sleeves. And this one is knit in the double merino, tomette and colombe. Yeah, and it's a size 6 month, so it's way smaller. So yeah, I need to finish it actually. I think I'm going to bring it back home and probably finish the sleeves now, and then carry on with my Rosa. So yeah, I'm trying to think if I've got something else. I've got this one too. But I can't remember if I had started it or not in the last video. Maybe not. This is the Silverleaf. So Silverleaf is available as a cardigan, and it's available as a jumper as well. And I wanted to make a new version, and this is in 1 strand of merino, 1 strand of Silk Mohair in Châtaigne colorway, so the brown that is behind me. And again, I had it in the shop for weeks unfinished. It's still unfinished, it's still missing a sleeve. I had planned to knit this sleeve while we were in the Lake District and my in-laws for half term. And then I took it, and then I realized I had forgotten to take balls of yarn. And I said to one of my friends, so now I really can't do anything because obviously I'm the only, well, I'm not the only one, I'm the one selling the yarn. The other shop I could buy it from would be Beautiful Knitters in London because they carry the yarn, but they were you know, closed for Jubilee. I had forgotten, I wasn't in my shop, so I was like, no, there's literally nothing I can do. So yeah, I've got it, but I won't be able to finish it. So now I need to finish it as well. And for this one, I had to show how to do the I-cord for the class. So I've left it, yeah, without that finish for a few weeks, and now it's finally there, and I'm gonna finish the sleeve. So if you're wondering, obviously I haven't said it, but if you're wondering where to get our yarn, it's on the website, as I said, longueavecana.com. On Etsy only if you live in the EU to avoid Brexit fees and pay your VAT straight to Etsy. And then we've got retailers as well. We've got about 15 retailers now. So in November when we started, we didn't have any retailers. Now we've got about 15. We've got 4 in France, 1 in Belgium, 1 in Australia, 1 in Japan, 1 in Sweden, 1 in Germany, 1 in Canada, 3 in the US. I think that's it. 1 in Switzerland. I think that's it. It's probably 15. But if you go on the website, at the bottom in the footer of the website, you've got where to find us. You can click and you can see the retailers as well. Even if we do deliver worldwide, obviously, maybe you want to go see the yarn in person, maybe you'd rather order in your own country. And all the shops carry all the colours, but for the moment they only carry the 4-ply merino and the silk mohair because the double merino was just released about 2 months ago. So yeah, I was in a position yet to offer the double merino. Hopefully I will be in the future, not quite yet. But yeah, that's the plan, for them to be able to carry it if they want to one moment. And the other thing I did, so we've released like new stitch markers. I might show you everything as I'm here in the shop. That's why we're here for, right? It's really convenient to record in the shop, actually. So you probably know the stitch markers that I make handmade. So I make them as markers. They've been released in September, so that was quite a while ago. So this is our Longueavecana stitch markers. I'm gonna come for the zoom. Here we are. So it's like 5 stitch markers of one part of our logo in pink, and then you've got the same in blue. So all the colors are from our branding colors. So that's blue, and then the one we've released recently with Sarah is that we called Knitting Essentials. So it was all designed by Charlene, who we work with for all our graphic designs. And you've got 5 different ones. So you've got the little lady, that is our logo. Then you've got a ball of yarn. Then you've got our flowers. Then you've got one of our jumper, which is the Erell Jumper. So I haven't done a sample in our yarn for this one. It's our boxy sweater that is still really popular, even though it was released 2018. And this is a little swatch. So yeah, here we are. And so I make them as stitch markers. So they're all available on our website and Etsy. So I've done that. Some of the retailers got them as well, which is nice. And the last thing we've worked on is this. So I'm very, very proud of this product. This product was created with Sophia Tapper. She just changed her name because she got married last month as well. She's Tapper Maid, and she's a lady who makes soap and shampoo and beauty product in Exeter. Everything is natural. So there's no like bad chemicals or anything like that. All the products are natural. And in our wool shampoo, here we are. So we've created a wool shampoo because we wanted a product that will look after the yarn, especially like very delicate fiber like the mohair. So in this product you've got lanolin, which will keep like the softness of the yarn. Whoops. So yeah, so it's everything is all natural. You've got a different how do you say, fragrance. So this one is jasmine, you've got lavender, and you've got unscented if you don't want any smell. All the packaging is plastic free as well, and it's yeah, it's a product that you can use either for blocking or for washing your knits. So you would use it like a normal shampoo or soap. So you just take in your sink, you put some lucky warm water, and then you just do that with your hands to kind of dissolve the soap in the water. Obviously you wet it a bit. You dissolve a bit of the shampoo in the water, and then you put your knit. What I do is that I usually wash several knits in the same water. If obviously the yarn is not gonna lose its color, or you know, if it's not too dirty, that's what I would do. I would reuse my water several times. So so yeah, it's really easy, and then you wait for it to dry. Once you've used it, you wait for it to dry a bit, and then you can put it back in the packaging. You don't have to rinse it if you don't want to, but if you want to rinse it, you can. Let me just show you again, and I'll just show you the like direction. It's really like the lanolin inside that will act as a natural conditioner, and it's all like non-toxic, allergen free, it's pH neutral, sulfate free and phosphate free as well. So I hope you like this product. Again, you can find it on the website or Etsy. Not available at retailers, this one, because it's made in a small batch, quite locally, very local even, because Sophia and I live like 200 meters from each other, so it couldn't be more local. So yeah, so here we are. That's what I've been doing in the last 6 to 8 months. 6 months maybe, yeah, 6 months. As I said, it's been really busy, but yeah, I love it. It's so nice to have this shop now. So if you come by Exeter, don't hesitate to come and say hello. It would be so nice to meet you. I will start classes and workshop probably in September. So I need in the summer to kind of sit down and plan what I could do, but it's a question that I've had so many times since I've opened the shop, so I think it would be really nice. I need to work out in terms of space, how I can set it up, like put the table for people to have like enough space. I won't be able probably to take more than 5 people at a time if we do it here. But yeah, that's all things that I need to look into. But yeah, it would be nice to kind of share my skills with other knitters and yeah, meet new people. So yeah, that's it. I think I've shown you enough knits, spoke enough about yarn, and obviously I don't have any acquisition in terms of yarn, because that's where our money goes into, investing in our own yarn, and I haven't really had the opportunity to buy other type of yarn. I've been to festivals, as I said, but I bought like different types of things, books or things like that, accessories, buttons, and then I haven't been into any English fairs recently, so we'll see what I come back with after Unravel, but hopefully before Unravel I'll take the time, find the time, make the time to record a new podcast for you. That would be nice, because I know that's something you like to watch, and it's been so long, and you know how it is when you don't do it, and you just wait weeks and weeks and weeks, it's even harder after to come back. So but anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the knits, and if you've got any question, you can contact me. Either you can leave a comment under this video, or you can contact me at hello@alongaavecana.com or support@alongaavecana.com if the question is related to patterns. And what I forgot to say, because here we are, I always forget things, we're currently hosting the Knit Out Cal 2022. So what is the Knit Out Cal? It's a cal that we've started last year. The idea is to knit a pattern of our own library of patterns, so Alongaavecana knitting patterns. It can be any type of patterns, because the idea is to share what you're making on Ravelry and on social media, and to ask a question about the patterns if you need to. So obviously we need to be able to answer to those questions, so that's why we've selected only our patterns. But you can knit them in our yarn, you're really welcome to, but you can knit them in any type of yarn as well, so that is accepted. And yeah, it started end of May and it goes to mid-May, can't remember, end of May, and it goes up to 22nd of May. It started exactly, and it goes up to end of August, so you've got more than time to join. You can knit 1, 2, 3, 5 projects if you want to. You don't have to finish it on time if you can't. The idea is just, yeah, to spend time together online and share that. And technically the Knit Out Cal idea is to go out and knit outside, wherever it is, whether it's like knit in public, really. It's good we have the knit in public day next Saturday. But yeah, the idea is to knit everywhere, wherever you want, whenever you want, and kind of like show that, you know, knitting is not only a winter thing, it's not only a generation thing, it's like everyone. Yeah, it's quite nice. A lot of people have been joining us this year again, which is nice. And then at the end we do like a little contest, and we take winners and we offer them gifts. So we'll see. We don't know yet what we're gonna offer, but we usually offer like yarn, books, patterns, accessories, things like that. So yeah, so join us. So Knit Out Cal, you can either join us on Instagram to share your progress, but if you want to have a chance to win something at the end, you need to share on our Ravelry group as well. So I'll put all the links in the description below. Yeah, I think this time that's it. So thank you very much for watching. It was a pleasure to talk to you again today, and yeah, talk to you very soon. Bye.